Hey guys, welcome to another Zoom session here where I'm going to break down the markets and look at what we have for this week, what we're expecting, the insights we have in the market, and see how we're doing. Fundamentally, we're expecting a few things to come out this week. As you know, around the world, a lot of banks have been stepping in to increase their interest rates. And later on today, we'll be having the ECB coming in to step in. They haven't increased their interest rates so far. So far, they've been at the 0% mark, okay, what we call ZAP, zero interest rate policy. So today we're paying a lot of attention to the ECB to see what they're going to say. For those who know, last week we did an analysis looking at how the dollar went, the dollar and euro at parity, okay. The dollar became equal to the euro for the first time in 20 years, okay, so that was important. So if they're able to increase interest rates, and we're seeing around the globe different nations increasing their interest rates, then we might see the dollar starting to weaken. Technically, I'll show you why I expect the dollar to start weakening. I see it starting to go a bit down, and a lot of these other markets correcting. I did a good analysis yesterday in our group chats, be that Telegram, WhatsApp, or Discord. I shared my analysis, my journal that I'm seeing for this week and what I expect to see in the market. So I'll share with you that. I'll look at it now through a video, because yesterday it was an article. I'll show you what I expect, and from there, as I keep saying, this is not financial advice, just for you people to understand how I trade the market. Okay, so without further ado, let me jump straight into the charts. So yeah, guys, looking at the Forex Factory, looking at the news that are coming out this week, basically you can see today at 3:15 in the evening, we'll be paying attention to the ECB and their monetary policy, what they're going to talk about. And then at 3:45, it's important also to pay attention to what the ECB press conference are going to say. So it's important to pay attention to that. We need to listen to Lagarde, see what they're talking about the economy, because during the press conference is much more important than when they release the interest rate, because they keep talking about if they're going to increase interest rates in the next few months, what we'll be expecting in the economy, is the economy going up or down, how they trying to control inflation and unemployment and all that. Taras keeps calling this the dual mandate, where the central banks try to do two things: control unemployment in the country, try to reduce it as much as possible, and number two, control inflation using the best tool they can use, which is interest rates. Okay, so that's what we'll be paying attention to this week. Nothing much apart from that. That's what I had. If you look at my journal that I shared yesterday, and you can join this, if you join our groups, you can find this journal. You can get to see that July, sorry about that, in July 3. So here we go. This is what I was doing. You can get the link on the description on our groups, okay, our Discord, the links on the description below. So this is Aussie dollar. I'm basically looking at the markets, trying to see what I'm expecting. This was Aussie dollar. Did a really good analysis. USD card, looking at the markets, okay. So if you go to it technically, what are we looking at, okay? What are we paying attention to? I'll start with gold more or less, and see what we have. So if you look at gold on a big picture narrative, if I look at the daily chart, we've been seeing market has been in a downtrend quite strongly to the downside, creating lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. I remember last time when I was doing a good analysis, I said about the market going to 1675. It's not a far-fetched level. Market is currently trading around the $1,700 mark. So we can easily see market dropping to the 1675, which is just 250 pips away, not very, very far away. If you zoom out and try to look at this level at a big picture, you can see it was acting as a very strong support. Ever since we broke it back in 2020, market hasn't gone back below that level. So we're trying to respect back the 2020 lows, okay? That's where market is sort of going back. We saw it going back during the 2021 March, around the same time, August also 2021, and that's almost around the same time. So I think market pulling back to that level. So it will be important to pay attention to it in the big picture. So go to the 4-hour chart. Market has been losing momentum to the downside ever since we started moving down. You can see what we're having over here. Market pushed, then pushed back up. There's no much momentum. We came with strong momentum when we broke this level, the 1785 level, and then market started slowing down in momentum. So this is important to watch, because it can easily show that market can have a change in direction very soon. So as we approach this level, I keep saying, it's not a matter of when we'll approach, it's a matter of how we approach a certain level. So if you come towards this level, you slow down in momentum, you can easily see a move back up. I'll show you an example on that on US30 as well as Aussie dollar. So I'll show you an example of how we saw that. So currently no trade on this one really. I don't have any trade running on this one, nothing. I'm just still watching this market. I'm normally looking for impulsive moves, look for the correction, different types of correction, and trade that correction while I expect an impulsive move to come in. So right now it's an impulsive move coming to an end, and that's what I'm just basically watching. So gold is not really part of my really highs that I'm watching, but it's part of the watch list. So I'll keep tracking it, keep paying attention to it. On the other hand, we're looking at USD. Let me do US30 first, and then I'll come to the currencies. So US30, looking at this 1-day chart, you can see that market reached a $30,000 support level. Okay, that's where market sort of hit and then started moving back up. If you go to the 1 week, it's important to show you this as well. You can see how market, I shared this also on my journal yesterday. We had a 38% decline during the COVID time. Okay, now we've seen a 20% decline during this time. Okay, so we're expecting to see market move back up. I expect this level to hold a support, especially with we're trying to see how the Feds are going to do, because Ken was talking to me and telling me about how market can enter to a stagflation. And stagflation is basically when inflation is rising and interest rates are rising at the same time. So they need to come in, because remember, when inflation is rising, they need to come in and try and tighten the interest rate so that they can control the inflation. But the economy is also still going down, and inflation is rising, interest rates are rising. So we want to see how that correction is going to play out. If I go back to the daily chart, we can basically see that support, how it's holding, and how we're moving back to the $32,500 mark. That's my level of resistance that I'll be watching. Acted as support, we broke it, now it's acting as resistance. If you look at the 4-hour chart, we had a good pattern to the upside in the form of a flag formation. Okay, so we sort of had this impulsive ABC move, okay, and then market moved to the upside. So I'm expecting to see the 32,300, 32,500 level being hit very soon. Yesterday we saw a strong momentum to the upside. I remember market was up more than 1.5%, which is quite a big move for a single day, especially in a bull market. So market was up that strongly. Expect the $32,000 mark to be hit pretty soon. Okay, so that's what I'm watching on this one. No trade as well. I have no trade running currently, so I'm just watching markets. I want to see how market will respect this level, whether we'll respect it, maybe create a lower high, move back down, or whether we'll break it and start moving to the higher side, going to break the previous lower high. Okay, respecting the Dow theory. Apart from that, now if you look at currencies, you're looking at Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar 1 week chart also. So I'm doing a top-down analysis, looking at it from a bigger picture perspective. You can see that market is at a strong support level. You can see how market respected this level, the 0.6750 level, acted the support. Market broke above it. We haven't been around that level ever since 2020 as well. Market strongly dropped to correct within that level. We had sort of a pin back close last week, and market rejected that level, and we're seeing this week market really moving up. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, we're also looking at this channel-like formation, which market has respected to the lower side. Okay, and market is moving up. So I expect this one to really move up, especially once we broke this level. Let me show you on the 4-hour chart. Once we broke this level here, the 0.6850 level, you can see it was a support. It was broken, became resistance, then tried to act as resistance again, but market finally broke above it. This is what I'm watching now. I expect market maybe to correct to this level before it moves up, but I expect as long as we remain above this level, I'll be looking for the $0.700 mark to be hit pretty soon. Looking at the daily chart, you can see it much better here. So I'm looking for this level. If you zoom out, you'll find that this is a very important support level turned resistance. You can see before it was acting as resistance here. Resistance, broken, became support. It was broken to the downside. Now I want to see how market will go back to that level. Okay, so that's what I'm watching on this one. You can pay attention to it as well. Look at the market patterns that it's forming towards that level. Zoom out on the 4-hour chart, you'll see that there's a trend line also at this on the 4-hour chart. So it's important to pay attention to this level, how market is going to respect it. Will we break above it? Will we respect it and turn back down? Okay, so important to pay attention to that. And last but not least, looking at USD CAD. USD CAD is giving some really good patterns. If you look at the daily chart, look at the 1 week chart as well. You can see that market is basically still in a downtrend. Okay, we had this strong impulsive move. We had this correction that started in 2021 for almost 1 year, and now I'm expecting to see if market can start moving to the downside. If you go back to the daily chart now, look at this pattern that has been forming. I remember I refined this. If you read my journal, you'll remember I didn't really have this pattern. Yesterday I did a deep analysis, it took me about 4 hours, and I was able to see this pattern that was forming. So at the end of the day, it's very important to do good homework, because if you don't do the homework, you won't see such patterns. For example, this one I saw it quite late and market is moving to the downside. So this was a very, very good short pattern to go to the downside. Market tried to break above the resistance level 3075 around this up level, and then quickly dropped back below. Now we're moving down. I'm expecting to see market continuing to go to the downside. Okay, look at the 4-hour chart. Nothing much. We had the support level. Okay, market broke it yesterday, and I remember talking about it yesterday. Market has broken it. We can see a correction to this level and then a further move to the downside. So that's basically what I'm paying attention to. Nothing much apart from that. But mainly that's what I'm watching. Dollar index, looking at the 4-hour chart, we're seeing market is also in a downtrend. Sort of some corrections coming into the market. Euro USD correcting to the upside after getting parity with the dollar, and the pound also moving sort of to the upside. So that's pretty much it. Today I won't take so much time. That's basically what I'm watching for today. And it's important to pay attention to what the market is doing. So allow me to end it there today, and I'll see you guys next week. And as I keep saying, always remember, stay woke, stay financially literate. Peace. Thank you very much for watching Financial Hub's content on YouTube. For more forex analysis, financial education, podcasts, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.